going on YouTube? It's your boy Tiger here. I'm actually playing some World War II today, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably asking yourselves, what the heck is he doing on World War II? Black Ops 4 is out. He should be grinding. He should be going for clips, you know, this and that. But I think I'm done playing Black Ops 4. And I have a review for this video. That's what I'm doing today. In the background, I'm just going to play a little World War II. Haven't actually played it at all in the past, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, something like that. So I just wanted to hop back on, try it out, see how it's feeling. It's actually a little bit weird. The menus are completely different from what I remember. But we'll give it a shot here. So I want to start off by saying Black Ops 4 by no means is a bad game. Just for me, my experience has been terrible playing it. There's just so much stuff that goes wrong in the game. So talking a little bit about, you know, it is a good game. There are good qualities in it. Can't find anybody. Black Ops 4 is meant to revive the community, meant to revive the hype around Call of Duty. And it did that for the first couple of days, for me at least. I loved the game. I loved playing it. Grinding it was a lot of fun. But then I started to really play it and play it and play it. I mean, I non-stop played this game. I already have like 8 days played on Black Ops 4, and it's one of the harder games I've had to grind through. But for me, like, the good things for Black Ops 4 is it's a new experience. Everyone wants that. In Call of Duty, it seems like in Call of Duty, it just seems like we're getting the same game over and over and over and over again. So when we finally got a new one, a new style of game, like Black Ops 4 with the self-healing, the different spawns and all that, I don't know what was going through the developer's mind when they said, let's try this out, but I'm actually sort of glad they did. But, you know, it's a new experience. That's what a lot of people like about the game. It's new, it's fresh, and you can have fun with it. It's something that we've never actually seen before in a Call of Duty, is a game like Black Ops 4. You know, another thing I really liked about Black Ops 4 was the self-healing. It was supposed to make the game quick, and I saw that in the beta. The game just played so quick, so fast. Everyone was constantly running around. You were pushing spawns. You know, you really wanted to just always be running around. There was no penalty to just running around. You get shot a couple times, you dive behind cover, heal up, and you're immediately back in the fight. But what I've noticed in the past couple of weeks is that it hasn't worked. It feels campy. Everyone's camping nonstop, whether it's around corners or just sitting inside. Just is not the type of Call of Duty I want to play. So like right there, I could just run around this corner, heal, and go challenge him again. Obviously I can't, because this game doesn't have self-healing. So another thing I liked, especially coming from World War II to Black Ops 4, was the variety in the maps. The maps just felt good. You could use any gun on them and pretty much be successful on every map. Unlike World War II, where, especially for us snipers, we're at a disadvantage. Sensitivity feels better. There we go. Feels better. But for snipers especially, we were at a disadvantage in World War II. And I know Call of Duty's been trying to get quick scopers to sort of leave the community and everything like that. But in my wholehearted opinion, I believe snipers make up half of this community. So let's start on the bad things. I'm doing terrible. So let's start off with spawns. I'm sure if anyone's played the game, and I'm sure most of my viewers have, or if you've even watched a video on the game, the spawns are so messed up. that it's ridiculous. This game was not ready when it came out. The spawns were not correct when it came out. I've noticed numerous times where I'm high in streaks, 26, 27, close to a nuclear. So I'm sort of holding the back spawn. I'm not playing campy, but I know exactly where my team's spawning at, and I want them to keep spawning there. I want them to spawn behind me. I want to know exactly where the other team is at. But I can sit right here, see the map, and hold the back spawn. And I know my teammate's going to spawn somewhere in this general area. Black Ops 4 is not that case. They spawn behind you more often than not, and it's sort of ridiculous that a game in this day and age still has messed up spawns like that. So now let's talk about the weapons a little bit, because obviously if you've seen any of my streams or any of my videos, you'll notice that I have a very big problem with a lot of these weapons in this game. Starting off with LMGs. LMGs have zero recoil. Zero recoil with 150 rounds in the mag. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's no way you can outgun that. They just can sit there spraying. They could hold you down. An entire team of 6 with LMGs could hold you in a spawn just by spraying the entire time. If one of them's running crash, it could easily happen. I've seen it happen before. It's happened on numerous maps, which is also another point where the spawns don't work. They should get you out of those situations. But that's just how it is. Next thing, ARs. Everyone uses ARs, and I don't mind that. I like an AR heavy game. I'd rather have ARs than SMGs. But the problem is, even ARs. So my problem with ARs right now in this game, obviously not this game, but in Black Ops 4 is, they're the most used, but they're just not, like, I don't feel the need to run an SMG, because I feel as if most of these ARs could beat an SMG up close. And I really think that's a real thing.
Recon aircraft awaiting orders. Counter recon aircraft ready.
Yeah. ARs need a buff a little bit. I just don't think that there is a good enough reason not to use them. Let's talk about SMGs. SMGs are pointless in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. They have no part of the game. Not once have I gotten into a close range gunfight with an AR in my hand and thought, if this guy has an SMG, I'm dead. Because it just doesn't happen. SMGs aren't needed. And that's sad, because it takes out an entire category of guns. Especially people that use them a lot. But I get maybe that's just the design they wanted to go for. Now let's talk about snipers. Because obviously me being a sniper, I do have a very strong bias towards this. But even talking to guys who aren't snipers, they've seemed to agree with me. I'm not gonna get that guy. But first, let's talk about the damage on these snipers. I believe snipers should almost always be a one-shot kill depending on the fire rate. I don't know what that kid was doing. Obviously, my personal opinion, that snipers should always be a one-shot. Obviously, I'm going to say that. But I think especially the Paladin, for it being how slow of a shooting gun it is, needs to be a one-shot kill without, you know, like the Springfield, from the basically the feet up. Kid on my team is really using a crossbow. So I don't think snipers should need 2 attachments to be a consistent one-shot kill. And then if you add some other things onto it, like FMJ is almost needed now. because everyone is running body armor. And it's just, I mean, it's annoying. It really is. And with body armor, especially, I believe that has no part in being in a game. I don't think you should ever have to give someone a crutch perk just to stay alive for a little bit longer, just to be able to take one more shot. I think it's a little bit sad to see that, but I think it's just sad that still one more teammate. I just think it's sad that people need to use armor to be able to stay alive for longer than one gunfight. Because my thing is, if you can't, guess what? There you go. There's your skill-based matchmaking. Put them with worse players. That's when it's okay. But the problem is, all these people just want to use armor. They just think it's the easiest thing to use, which it is. It's so easy just to put armor on and be like, whatever. I can just sit here, scoped in with my LMG, and I know it takes 7 shots instead of 4 to kill me. And it's just really, really annoying. So let's talk about some other equipment. The equipment charge, I think, needs to be taken out. I think there's no point in having... You guys saw that too, right? I don't think there's any part or any point to have an equipment charge in this game. But the equipment charge, like I was saying, all it does is make specialists even more OP than they already are. And I think that sucks, especially for a person like me who hates specialists. I absolutely hate them. I don't think they deserve to be in any Call of Duty ever. I thought it ruined Black Ops 3, and that's not the main reason it's ruining Black Ops 4, but it's a big reason for me, at least. Hey, Poppy. Hey, Poppy. Luca. That way.
Enemy mortar fire incoming. Clear the target zone. Paratroopers descending.
Oh, good old Luca. So now let's talk about specialists a little bit, because this is where I mean, if you guys know me, I absolutely despise specialists. I don't believe that they should be in a Call of Duty. I really don't, but what are you gonna do? Because obviously the developers
Bombing run underway.
want them in there. That was nice little 3-piece. But I think that it's sort of like requisitions, which obviously a kid on my team is using. I can tell that right now. But it changes the entire outcome of the game. But if you keep specialists, let's start off with Prophet. Seeker drone, I shouldn't have to pull something out of my chest every time I go to destroy it. Because more often than not, that's how I die. I like legitimately hardly ever die when I don't hit X a bunch of times. If I just let it run its course. But I die more times when I have to pull it out and then I can't use my gun. I think that's stupid. On top of that, the Tempest should be more like BO3s, where it has to charge up every shot. Sort of like the PO3 from BO3 as well, the sniper rifle, where it charges up for the 3-round burst. I think the Tempest should be like that. It just makes more sense, so it's not as OP. Ajax. Do I even really need to talk about Ajax? Obviously, if you don't know anything about Black Ops 4, I probably do. It is the worst thing that could have happened to Black Ops 4, is having Ajax in there. Solely for the fact that the riot shield is unbreakable. It's up for so long, and it's got unlimited ammo and the small hip fire spread with that pistol that shoots through the riot shield. I think you should be able to break the riot shield, give them a limited amount of ammo, and I think those two things especially will definitely help with it. The 9-bang that he uses, I have no problem with. I think it should be there. You know, it's sort of like the Seeker dart or Seeker drone, which, like I said, I hate. But it's sort of like that, or you know, sort of like Recon having the Seeker Dart. Or the Recon Dart. Now let's talk about Nomad a little bit. The dog needs to be taken out. Plain and simple. It's OP. It's the most OP thing in this game. The fact that I have to put 3 magazines of an AR into a dog just for it not to bite me once and kill me is ridiculous. It needs to go away altogether. And I truly and wholeheartedly believe that should be the case.
Team deathmatch.
Last thing,
Time to show what you're
score
made of,
streaks.
soldier.
The counter UAV and UAV,
Advance and
they
take
last
position.
for less than 30 seconds, it feels like. And having the launcher, like the Helions, that can just lock on, makes it even more useless to have. To be running UAV, counter UAV. On top of what they just did to the amount of points you get for getting assists with the UAV. There's no point to it. I do like the counter UAV more than World War II's. I will agree with that. I think it's a better version of it. I do like when it takes out the minimap for the opposing team. And let's talk about the strike team a little bit, because if you've ever ran into the strike team, you know my problem with it. It's impossible. They're impossible to kill, and that just, it makes it hard, especially when I'm playing hardcore or something like that. Because I do play hardcore here and there, but when it's a one shot to kill to get killed, versus a couple mags to kill a score streak, especially a non-air based score streak, I think it's a little bit ridiculous.